Hey YouTube, I am back a little bit in a different environment. A lot has changed, but I did want to quickly make a video this morning. It's like early in the morning. I wanted to make a quick video just to give you guys like a quick Q&A about what's been going on with me. Not too in-depth right now because I have to work tonight, so I have to go to sleep. But just a quick insight on everything. I know I've kind of dabbled with my nursing career with you guys, and I do apologize. But a lot has been going on. I moved into my first apartment. Yay for that. I've, transitioned from one city to another, and, just kind of feeling out the vibe of everywhere and taking all this new change in has been a lot on me. So I had to take a step away from recording anything. But I do want to share with you guys what's been going on, a little bit of a Q&A about being a nurse. So I had a couple of questions written down, very simple, very short, very straight to the point for you guys. If you want something more in-depth, just let me know and I'll do that eventually. No, I will do that. But honestly, I'm going to try my best to keep up with you guys and let you guys know what's going on. And if you're not a nurse yet, give you an insight on my opinion, my point of view of what it's like. I know there are a whole lot of YouTube videos that I even watched to kind of mentally prepare me for what I was walking into, which did prepare me, but not all the way mentally prepared me. Like, you have to go through it yourself to figure out how it's going to be like for you. And I do feel like the videos can give you some insight, but everyone has a great video so far that I've watched about what it's like being a new RN, and I hope that I provide something good for you guys as well. So this is kind of just a chill, informative video. Nothing too hype, nothing too crazy. All right, so let's get straight into it. Question number 1 that I have is, what is it like being a new RN? Well, let me tell you, it is definitely something to absorb and take in. Like, wow, you've made it, you've passed your NCLEX, you've gotten the job, whether it's a job that you really wanted or you've gotten a good job that you won't complain about, that you're not really obsessed over, but you're not hating it either. Like, you have a perfect middle ground. Congratulations to you. Being a new RN, it is full of so much to learn within your first year, pretty much. I have not made it a year, obviously. I've only been an RN since February, technically, and I started working in March. So for about, 3-4 months, I've been an RN. It's definitely challenging at times, but also rewarding at times. Where I work in a university, so they help you learn. Not saying that other hospitals won't, but they're more promoting helping you learn how to do your job. So that's why I went there. But still, even with that as being something as a priority, helping the new nurses learn how to be a nurse, it still was very overwhelming. And yes, I've cried. Yes, I've wanted to give up. And yes, I've had panic attacks and anxiety attacks that caused me to call out twice. So it has been a struggle for me. Like I said, watching the YouTube videos, that was cool and all, and very informative, and gave me a perspective. And I knew I was going to cry, but it's just different walking through it yourself. Like I said, it's not to scare you, but if you're not very acquainted with so much change happening in your life and learning how to do something that you really haven't had to do on your own yet, it's definitely going to take a toll on you, and that is okay. But being a new RN has had its pros and its cons. What is a nurse residency program? So I'm a part of a nurse residency program. and pretty much you sign a contract for a year or two, depending on the facility you work for, and you have to stay there for that year or two. You don't really have to, but if you break the contract, whatever benefits you got are immediately cut off. And also, with like my place that I work, I would never be able to work there again. So you can break it if that's not what you want to do, but there are going to be some bad parts to breaking that contract. So make sure if that's not for you, you make sure that's not for you, okay? But a nurse residency program extends your training. It extends your abilities to learn from other folks. They help you get shadowing offerings from other departments as well. It's kind of like being in a clinical with your preceptor. So you'll get a preceptor, and some places offer you a mentor as well. Your preceptor is the one who is on the floor with you, making sure you're checking off how to do certain things specifically for that unit. If you're on like a specialty unit, I'm on a specialty unit. So if you're on a specialty unit, you have to learn how to do specific things for that unit. And they're going to make sure you learn how to do that while also training you on how to manage your time, schedule how you're going to prioritize each patient, and doing your assessments and picking up on small cues of when a patient's going downhill and whatnot. So they're helping you build your critical thinking and also your nursing skills. They can either be a bad one or a good one. So far, I've had a very good one. Some places you'll get multiple preceptors. Some places you'll have primarily one and then maybe one as a backup. I've had that situation where I just had mainly one preceptor and then maybe one or two as a backup, and they've all been amazing people. So if you don't have an amazing preceptor, do not hesitate to tell your manager and try to get switched, because at the end of your precepting weeks, however many weeks you have, you are on your own. So I would suggest, doing it then. But a nurse residency program gives you great benefits of pretty much being a student for a little while longer, if that's to sum it up. You get to make your mistakes. You get to make your uh-ohs. Hopefully you don't, kill anybody. That's like the no-no. But you do get to learn from your mistakes a little bit better. Things are explained to you, taught to you a little bit better. So I do think that nurse residency programs, I'm about to sneeze, hold on. Sorry. I do think nurse residency programs are beneficial, but like I said, if you're not having a great setup with it, you got to fix that, because at the end of the day, your license is on the line. And you worked really hard for that license, just like they did. So keep that in mind. What do I do in my new role? So I work on a specialty unit, as I said. I work with transplant patients. So anyone who's getting liver, pancreas, kidney transplants, they come to me. I give them education about their new diet, their new life with that transplant. If they had to, have the transplant removed, I let them know, I educate them on what to do now, and I help them with their new meds and whatnot. So I don't work in the surgery area where they're, putting the new organ in or removing it. I work with the aftermath. So like the pre-op and the post-op patients. That's what I work with. It's very busy. You have to stay on top of them. You have to monitor them frequently. You have to monitor them very frequently, especially when they just came back from surgery, like every hour. So that's a lot of charting, a lot of noting, a lot of time. And you have to learn how to juggle that with maybe some acute care patients that you have. That's what I have. How has it been? It's like I said, it's been very different. transplant was not my first choice. It wasn't even an option that I considered. I didn't even know about it, let me put it like that, until I applied to this particular hospital. And I thought it was in the operating room where you were going to deal with surgery or whatever, but it wasn't. But even though it wasn't, when I did my interview with the manager, I really got along with the manager. We bonded, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I never had this experience before with a manager, and that is important, to have a really good manager to back you up so you can talk to them about how you feel, what's really going on in you, and whatnot, because they will help you out the best that they can and support you the best that they can. And so that's what I get from my manager, and that's why I decided to just go with it. I did have other job opportunities. I even had job opportunities where I was making close to $40 an hour as a new grad. Yes. But I turned it all down because I wanted to have a good team and a great manager, and that's what I got. It has, for the overall part, it's been good. I've liked it. I've enjoyed it. But there have been days, especially since I'm new to this, I had to learn a whole new medical system. I had to learn how to chart, and their systems are different. They use Epic. I've never used Epic before, but I had to learn how to use that and learn how to chart in that. That's nothing I've used in clinicals, nor at my previous job as a tech. So that was an adjustment. Learning the floor was an adjustment because I was literally walking around everywhere until I learned, where certain supplies were and whatnot. And in the supply room is like a whole different story. But yeah, it's been good and bad. I've had my bad days where I just had to go in the bathroom and just cry it out, wipe my tears, and then I feel a little bit better about the day to get through the day. And I've had those bad days where I've pretty much stayed at home. I didn't want to go because I was too scared. My anxiety was up here. I overthought things. I thought about all the worst things that could possibly happen, and I just decided to stay home. So if you want a separate video on how to deal with anxiety, high stress, then let me know. It's been something I've been highly working on for myself personally, and I would not mind at all sharing that with you guys. So just let me know. And last but not least, what has helped you with stress? So I don't think it's talked about a whole lot, how to deal with stress as a new grad RN. I think what's shown is like the happy parts, like you getting the job that you want, you picking out your uniforms, what's in my nursing bag. Those are great things, and it really entices you to like, ooh, I can't wait till I do that. But I don't really see a lot of like stress prevention videos. So like I said, if you want a separate video on that, I mean, you can't really prevent it, but if you want a separate video on that, just let me know. But what has helped me with my stress is my my boyfriend, my family. Going home once a week has helped me, because like I said, I moved out of my parents' house and I'm 26 now. So I stayed with my mom until I was 26. And that's not bad at all, FYI. You stay until you can get on your feet. And once I got, my career going, money start coming in well, I knew I could financially support myself. I moved. But with that, I was like, dang, 26 years I've been with this woman, and now I'm not. So at least I go home, once a week at least, to see my family, my sister, my brother, just to kind of like reconnect with my origin. And I also pray, and I also read my Bible. I haven't been reading it a whole lot, but lately, as the time had wind down to like my last week pretty much of orientation, I've definitely been doing it more because I've noticed my anxiety like going right back up, like super high because I'm thinking of all the worst things that can possibly happen while I'm on my own now. It's been a difficult time to adjust, but needless to say, I have reaped good things from it. I have been able to buy things. I've been able to venture out more, go places and hang out, things that I haven't been able to do since I started my nursing journey at like 22 years old. So, as you guys know, I did fail a program and then I had to do another program from the start. So that's why it's been a big chunk of my life. I did graduate when I was 25, but I didn't start working until right after I turned 26. So, it's been quite a change. I don't take change very well. I've noticed that about myself. I don't like change. I don't know if it's a Taurus thing or what, but I do not like change. I like consistency. I like to know what's expected because my anxiety is so high. It's like if I know what's expected, then I know how to handle it. If I don't know what's expected, I don't know how to handle it. My anxiety. So as you can tell, it's been very, very stressful on me. It's been very, very stressful on my mindset and my eating habits and my self-care. So I haven't really done anything for myself. Like, since I started working, I barely paid attention to my hair. I barely did my eyebrows, or got my eyebrows done, I should say. And I haven't done the one thing that I've been dying to do the whole time I was in nursing school, which was get my nails done. And haven't until now. I just got my nails done, and I took care of myself. I got a pedicure, manicure, did my hair. It doesn't look like it, but I did do my hair. And I got my eyebrows done. I did a whole regimen of wonderful things for myself. I bought myself stuff. Whatever I could do to kind of like realize like I'm benefiting from this job. Like, this job is helping me. And of course, my new home. It's just, you have to like kind of get out of that space. I know it's hard, but sometimes I have to like literally state the facts. The fact is I am doing good. The fact is my preceptor and my other peers say I'm pretty darn good at my job already. Why am I not off orientation yet? Like, I have to like state what has been said, state what has been done. And then most importantly, you have to ask yourself, did you kill anybody? No. Okay, you did better. You didn't do anything wrong. I mean, no one wants to kill anybody, but at the end of the day, especially if you're working with adults like me, that is really a goal. No lie. Because you don't want to mess up someone's life. You just don't. That's the last thing you want to do, because you're going to have all these reports. You're going to have to go to court and all this other stuff. You don't want that. So instead, if you accomplish that, really honestly, pat yourself on the back. I know that sounds really cliche, and I know that sounds kind of messed up, but seriously, if you do not put a patient in harm's way by either having severe damage done to that patient or killing them, you should be very, very proud. I'm not saying people are dumb enough to do that. Hopefully they're not. But if you deal with high anxiety and you deal with the stress of trying to be perfect at everything like I do, you have to realize like you're doing the absolute best that you can, especially as a brand new person to the game. You are doing the best that you can. And as long as my patients are smiling, or they are happy, or even if they're not happy, but they're content with the care that I've given them, that is a success story in itself. So I'm telling you guys this because if you have not started, you need to just be very basic with yourself as far as where you are. Because even though you're in nursing school, it is nothing like the real thing. It is nothing. Yes, it gives you the basic knowledge you need, But it is nothing compared to when you're actually on that floor wearing that badge and that patient is expecting of you to know what to do with them. It is not the same, okay? You cannot go to your instructor. You are it. So if you don't know the answer, that's okay. You say, I'll go find that out for you. And you just go ask somebody with a little more experience. Hey, my patient asked me this question. I really didn't know how to address it. How should I address this? And then you sink it in because you're learning it too. So that if you get that question again, you're like, oh, I got the answer. And that's happened to me before. So you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know how to do everything. You're not going to catch everything. But if you keep your basics, keep them alive, keep them safe, you have succeeded. You kept them alive, you kept them safe. And if you add on the cherry on top, you've made them happy. You've done something to positively impact their life. You're being a great RN, a great new RN. You will have the other skills as time goes on. They say it takes about a year to like really hone in everything. And if you're just starting, if you're 3 months in like me, if you're 6 months in, hey, give yourself a break. You're still learning. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. If you want more in-depth tips, story times, whatever, to kind of help relate or just to get like a really good idea of what you're going to be walking into, let me know. Whatever you want, ask the questions below. I'm going to go take a sleeping break so that I can rest before I go to work and take an allergy pill because they're cutting grass and my allergies sense it. They sense it. Anyways, thank you guys for being patient with me. Thank you to the subscribers who still are subscribed to me. I appreciate that very much. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.